The debate among Saint Seiya fans about who is the most powerful gold saint is literally endless. However, the author himself, Masami Kurumada, made it very clear in his work who the 7 strongest gold saints in the entire universe are. Hello, Knights of Amazon. Welcome to the channel. Always wanted to know, I'm Wes. In today's video, we're going to find out who the 7 most powerful gold saints are in the official canon of Masami Kurumada. And forget about the spin-offs like The Lost Canvas, Episode G, and others. Let's focus on the elite of the elite, the pillars that support the canonical story of Saint Seiya, the most powerful gold saints created by Master Kurumada. Comment below where you're watching this video from and what your ranking of the most powerful gold saints is, in your opinion. And, of course, go ahead and click like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and let's get into this awesome video. The most powerful gold saints are part of the classic saga that everyone loves, all the way up to the explosive events of Next Dimension, the official continuation after the Hades saga. This is also the saga that opens the way for the Heavens saga, which will start being published in the month of May. And remember, the ranking in this video is not classified in order of power, it's just the 7 gold saints who would be above the others. So let's start with the first saint, Saga of Gemini. We're talking about raw power. Combined with a strategic and somewhat disturbed mind, the name Saga of Gemini strikes like thunder. In the official timeline, Saga is often mentioned as the most powerful gold saint of his era, the 20th century generation. Saga is not just a warrior, he is a force of nature. He has the ability to manipulate dimensions and minds. Who doesn't remember his technique, Another Dimension, where he literally tears the fabric of space-time to send his enemies into an eternal void? But what really defines the terror of facing Saga of Gemini is the Galaxian explosion. Kurumada describes this technique as having the power to pulverize stars. It's not just a strong punch, it's a supernova concentrated in the palm of his hand. Historically, Saga lived with the dilemma of a split personality, or rather, he lived a life sharing his body with an evil spirit, the benevolent god and the ambitious demon. He murdered the Grand Master Cain, took the throne of the sanctuary for 13 years, and almost killed baby Athena. The guy faced the 5 bronze protagonists at the same time and was only stopped because, after the evil spirit left his body, he sacrificed himself as redemption. His Gemini armor, with faces that laugh and cry, is the perfect reflection of a man who walks between holiness and the abyss. Knight number 2. Virgo, the man closest to God. If Saga is the physical and dimensional power of the sanctuary, Shaka of Virgo is spiritual transcendence. Shaka is considered the man closest to God because of his ability to communicate with Buddha and for having awakened the Aryashiki, the 8th sense, before any other knight of his time. Shaka's philosophy is based on Buddhism, and his techniques are a sensory nightmare for his enemies. The Treasure of Heaven is perhaps the ultimate defensive and offensive technique. By opening it, Shaka creates a universe where the opponent cannot attack or escape, while he removes the opponent's 5 senses one by one. It's a metaphysical torture. Shaka is so powerful that during the Hades saga, he faced Saga, Shura, and Camus simultaneously, even against 3 elite gold saints. He only died because it was his will to awaken the 8th sense and invade the underworld alive. He is the guardian of the House of Virgo, the Garden of Trees, twin halls, where life and death meet. Kurumada puts him on a pedestal of enlightenment that few can even begin to reach. Knight number 3, Aiolos of Sagittarius, the eternal hero. Here we have a legend, Aiolos of Sagittarius. He is the gold standard of virtue and power. Although he died early in the classic story to save Athena, his legacy and the power of his armor prove that he was on a different level. Aiolos was the favorite, Cain's favorite, to become the Grand Master, surpassing even Saga in terms of integrity and potential. Aiolos' power isn't shown in long battles, but in impactful acts. His golden arrow is capable of concentrating the cosmos of all the gold saints around him, and his spirit resides within the Sagittarius armor, intervening at critical moments. In terms of abilities, the Atomic Thunder is his trademark, unleashing attacks at the speed of light that destroy everything they touch. Aiolos represents hope. He is not just strong, he is the moral foundation of the sanctuary, and without him, Athena would have died by Saga's dagger, and the earth would be under the rule of evil. That's why Kurumada always treats him as the legendary knight, whose true abilities we can barely see in their entirety, but whom everyone else respects. As the pinnacle of what an Athena warrior should be, the spirit of Aiolos appears in Chapter 2 of Saint Seiya guiding Athena Sari, who had just regained her memories. Knight number 4, Odysseus of Ophiuchus, the 13th cursed knight. Did you know there was a 13th gold knight? His name is Odysseus, the reincarnation of the legendary Asclepius. In the mythological past, the Ophiuchus knight was so benevolent and his healing abilities were so divine that he began to be worshipped as a god. And that enraged the gods of Olympus, who banished him and erased his existence from the history of the sanctuary. In Next Dimension, Odysseus is the Silver Knight of Ophiuchus. But after his death, he returns, and his power level is simply ridiculous. Odysseus ends up having his body possessed by the soul of Asclepius, who was the first gold knight of Ophiuchus, the one who was banished to Tartarus. Odysseus then resurrects as the new 13th gold knight. He doesn't need to punch anyone to win. He possesses hypnotherapy, a healing and biological manipulation ability which can instantly close wounds or put entire armies to sleep. He knows the human body and the cosmos better than anyone. Odysseus crosses the 12 houses, and the gold knights of that era fall before him without him needing to make any effort. He is the only human being who came close to becoming a deity by his own merit, without being a host to a god. His house, the Temple of the Evil Serpent, appears between the houses of Scorpio and Sagittarius, distorting the entire sanctuary. He is, without a doubt, the most powerful gold knight in the entire history of the franchise. Knight number 5. Cain of Gemini, the overwhelming strength of the past. If you think Saga is overpowered, you need to meet Cain of Gemini, the guardian of the third house in the 18th century. Cain is the brother of Abel. But unlike the classic dual personality dynamic, here they seem to be an even more complex genetic and spiritual anomaly sharing the same body. Odysseus of Ophiuchus himself admitted that, in terms of direct combat power and physical strength, Cain is the strongest gold saint he has ever seen. He survived attacks that would kill anyone else. And his Galaxian explosion is described as being even more devastating than Saga's and Canaan's. Cain is the personification of relentless justice. He fights against fate itself and against the malice of his brother Abel, who emerges within his body to cause chaos. Knight number 6, Shijima of Virgo, the Silent Man. Just like Shaka, Shijima of Virgo is a monster in terms of cosmos. Known as the Silent Man, he refrains from speaking to accumulate an absurd amount of cosmic energy. He is the guardian of the House of Virgo in the 18th century and plays a crucial role in protecting the baby Athena, who fell from the future. Shijima possesses the 4 gates of Buddha: the gate of life, the gate of death, the gate of illness, and the gate of aging. Anyone who enters the House of Virgo without his permission and chooses one of these gates faces a fate worse than death. It is an almost insurmountable spiritual barrier. One of the most epic moments by Kurumada is the duel between Shijima and the spirit of Shaka, who crosses time to protect Shun. This encounter between 2 Virgo saints proved that Shijima is a master of illusions and spiritual dimensions. Being able to project his cosmos at a distance while his physical body fought elsewhere, he is the definition of resilience and mental power. Saint number 7, Kaiser of Leo, the ferocity of justice. To close our list with a golden key, we have Kaiser of Leo. While Aioria was known for his impetuosity, Kaiser takes the concept of the lion to a new level. He is a man who knows no fear and whose attack speed defies the laws of physics. Even for a gold saint, Kaiser does not fight alone. He has by his side Goji, a giant armored lion who has a cosmos equivalent to that of a silver saint or even higher. But don't be fooled. Kaiser doesn't need any help. His plasma lightning is fired with surgical precision, and he has a frightening physical endurance. He is the judge of the sanctuary in his era, testing the loyalty of everyone who passes through his house with ferocity. Kaiser represents brute, disciplined strength. He is direct, honest, and acknowledges that he defends his successor's destiny. Kurumada designed him to be the pinnacle of controlled aggression, a warrior who never backs down, no matter if the enemy is a specter or a traitor. Looking at these 7 warriors, it's clear that Master Masami Kurumada didn't just create fighters, but icons of modern mythology. Each of these gold saints carries the weight of a constellation and the responsibility of protecting humanity, often at the cost of their own lives and Saga's reputation. With his inner conflict, Odysseus's divine healing, the power of these men goes beyond what we can imagine. They manipulate atoms, travel between dimensions, and defy fate. Saint Seiya is about surpassing limits, and these seven are the ultimate example of how far the human cosmos can go. So, what did you think of this list? Do you think Odysseus is the most overpowered? Or does Shaka still beat Saga in a fight? Share your thoughts in the comments. And of course, thank you for watching this video until the end, and see you next time. Burn your cosmos to infinity.